Hey guys, Mike Chamberlain here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a 367 sloped hood tri-drive dump chassis that we built for stock. So I apologize for my squinting. It is a beautiful sunny afternoon. It's like 5 degrees Celsius, and normally this time of year it should be like minus 25. Maybe they're right about this whole global warming thing. And would it be wrong to say I'm kind of enjoying it? No, I'm not. It's not good for the loggers, but yeah, I am kind of enjoying it. But last year it was like minus 40 Celsius. Well, I guess minus 40 is Celsius and Fahrenheit's the same. And that was last year. Next week it was like that. So anyways, I'm sure it's going to get crappy real soon. And then speaking of crappy, the roads are wet. It's kind of sloppy, so this truck is a lot dirtier than I would like it to be for a video. But I'm doing it anyways, because if I didn't, then you guys wouldn't get to see it, and I can't get it into wash bay here right away. So anyways, here it is. It is a 367 sloped hood tri-drive with a Langfab 21.6 tub style dump body with high lift gate. What more can I say about it? Hard ox in the box. It's a great spec for up here in the north. We've got the Armor Max MSDs. They've got the Duraseal technology in these tires, which is great for a dump application. Box has hard ox lining, high lift gate, prepped for a pup. So we've got the pintle hitch, air connections. This one has the new way suspension. Is it 78,000 pound or 69? Yeah, so it's 69,000 pound new way suspension, RZ 166 rear diffs. Now I do have the lock in place, so I can stick my head under here without fear of getting squashed. It does have, yeah, it's got the Meritor RZ 166 rear diffs. I don't know if you guys know or not, but if you're looking at trucks on the lot, best way to tell from looking at it is your rear output shaft on the Meritor rear diff. It actually has a collar for that bearing race that you can unbolt and take off. Now an Eaton diff does not have that collar. It is probably one of the weakest point, well, I shouldn't say it's the weakest point, but it's a downside to an Eaton, because if you take out your through shaft and you damage that bearing really badly, it can damage the rear end housing, and then you're replacing the whole housing. Whereas with a Meritor rear diff, you damage that housing, you can actually unbolt that housing off the diff and put a new bearing race in there without issue. And actually I'll just zoom in on that since I'm talking about it. So if you can see it, that right there is the bolt-on housing piece for a Meritor rear diff. So if you didn't know that, now you know. Chain hangers, external hydraulic tank. Now this truck was ordered in for a customer as a logger. We've had a lot, and I mean a lot, of requests for dump chassis right now. With the pipeline expansion and everything that's going on, dump trucks are in high demand. So we said, you know what? This one has the Ultra Shift transmission. Guys were looking for it, so we're like, let's do it up as stock and get it ready to go. And the guys at Langfab had a spot for us, so we said, hey, let's partner up and rig one out. So right here you can see we've got the anti-fall down or safety device. I probably should have lowered it right onto it. I like this one because you can basically put it up while not standing under the box. So put up your prop when it's safe. There's the prop procedures. You can read it. But yeah, a lot nicer than being at the back, because at the back, in order to flip it, you'd still have to get underneath. So we've got a vibrator on this one. You can see that there. The vibrators have been working really, really well. So we just go ahead and put it on. Now this truck has a full double liner. It's got an 80-gallon fuel tank on this side, 120 on the other side, 4 1/4 Michelins on the front. Now this one being a sloped hood, it's got the aero pods on it, and you have a lot more visibility than a high hood. This hood has a little bit less cooling capacity, but not that much less. You know, it's, what the heck is it now? I want to say it's like around 1460, like say 1500, and then the high hood I believe is 1600, but I don't know, someone will probably correct me because I don't know it off the top of my head right now. But yeah, sloped hoods are good. Not quite as tough as the high hood. Aero pods, love the look of an aero pod. You know, you don't have, well, I'm getting stumbly on my words here. Basically, we have incandescent bulbs in your aero pods. So the only downside is if you put an LED bulb in a projector, it doesn't work the same way. So an HID is best in there. But if you just want a good light, they work good. But nowadays with all the LED offerings, there's so many good lights out there. There are aftermarket pod guts, I'm going to call it. Vivid makes them, and apparently Speaker has come out with a heated LED as well. Haven't seen them yet, but looking forward to it, because in this country the heated portion is nice. Now this one also has the rock guard on the driving lights. Now personally, I don't like that. I think it's a stupid option. Yes, it's going to protect your light, but how the heck do you clean off your light? So when I order a truck, I won't order it with that. Off the hood here, let's take a look. This one has the 13-inch stainless steel air breathers. Give it a little tug. Look at this color. I don't know if you can see it in the light, but it's got a really nice metallic to it, and the black, same thing. It's almost like a shoot, I don't know. It's almost grayish, I guess, maybe even brown, but with that light hitting it, that looks fantastic. So this one does have the progressive rate front spring pack in it. So it is a 16,000 to 23,000 pound front end. Now this one is a 605 horsepower, 605 2050 torque. So this is the big dog. And what more can you say? 600 horsepower, like, yeah. Of course, we got our jump start connections here, because this one does have batteries under the seat. Our anti-blow down, I apologize for it being a little bit dirtier, but like I say, this time of year, it's really tough to avoid. This one has the Aero style power mirrors. I've been ordering a lot of the traditional ones because I like the traditional moto mirrors, but those aren't bad either. A little bit wider mirror you get with those. This is also a light down under the door, so when you open the door, it lights up. Being that the fuel tank is there, that's gonna be nice on the steps. Let's take a look inside. So inside we have a platinum interior, national driver's seat, national passenger seat on the in-cab battery box. We have our pilot controls. So we've got, so these are air over hydraulics, so they're really nice short throws. We've got our truck hoist, up, down, our high lift gate, up, down, and your trailer hoist up, down. This is our truck gate lock, our vibrator. Oh, I don't have the key on. Truck tarp, get that for your truck tarp. Trailer gate, boop. Trailer tarp, trailer high lift. Now your trailer high lift, this is a diverter valve. So you flip the trailer high lift, and then your center high lift works for your trailer. But really nice job at Langfab. We still have our Peterbilt cup holder, Peterbilt thermos holder, and this one has the ultra shift. So it is an automated manual, if you will. So 600 horsepower with an automated manual transmission. You know, it's not a big popular item here in Prince George, but it's getting more and more popular as time goes on, because you know, you get it where it's harder and harder to find drivers that can jam the 18 speeds. And that being said, we're also finding, you know, you get a lot of long-time truck drivers and retired guys that are like, you know what, I've shifted gears for 25 years and I'm kind of tired of it. So yeah, the Eaton Ultra Shift automated manual, they work fantastic. They are a different animal though to learn to drive. Now, like what I tell guys is, don't think you're just going to put someone in it and just jump in and just start driving. Now you can put someone in it and just start driving, but you're not going to get the most out of it if you're in a severe application. If you're in a severe application, you basically need to learn how to do some of the things you do with a manual that you shouldn't do. Does that make sense? You know, you can drive it in manual mode, tricks to getting the transmission to do the things you want, prepare for a hill coming up, downshifting. I almost think you need to learn as much about driving your automated manual as you do driving a regular manual, but that's all part of it. I mean, it's getting the most out of your equipment, and they work fantastic. And especially if you have like a shoulder injury or something like that, which we're seeing a lot of in at least in the logging world up here, because you're throwing wrappers, and yeah, shoulder injuries are a big one. So having an automated transmission to where your right shoulder gets a rest, it's not all bad. So, and we sell manual transmissions, so if you don't want one, you're good to go. But take a look at the dash here. We've got our fifth wheel slide, inner axle, front diff lock, and our center and rear diff locks for the Tridrive. PTO control, I do have the PTO engaged. Now with an ultra shift, for shifting it in, you first have to, now this, I don't have a, I should explain myself first. I don't have a hot shift PTO in this. Hot shifts work great, you just hit the button, doesn't matter if it's in gear or whatever. It's a little bit more money. I didn't think of it when I put it in, but it's okay, because with an automated manual, basically I just put it in drive, foot on the brake, put your PTO in, put it back into neutral, and you're good to go. So put it into drive, or reverse for that matter. Put it foot on the brake, put your PTO in, and you're good to go. And it won't grind. I speak from experience that if you try and do it while it's in neutral, it will make noises telling you that you shouldn't do that. So maybe not this one, but I did it with another one. But you know, it's fine. It's all covered. Warranty. So on the dash, we've got, being that this one does have the automated manual, we've got the hill start assist. So if you're starting on a hill, you just hit that switch and it'll help you start on a hill. ATC traction control. This is to desensitize your traction control with the automatic, so you can desensitize it, so you can get a little bit of wheel slip, like if you need in severe applications. This is the fuel level gauge, left and right. All it does is monitor your fuel level in your tanks. It does not actually change the draw. It does draw from both tanks. Auxiliary lights for your air cleaners, very important feature. And we got 5 spare switches for whatever your heart desires, more backup lights, whatever, some underglow, of course cruise control, engine fan, engine fan, Jake or retarder, high, medium, and low, cruise control, your start stop, start stop for your regen switch, and this is of course to adjust your infotainment display right here. And it's really not an infotainment display, it's truck information. So this one has an ignition idle timer, trip information, truck information. And you turn the dial, push it, you want to know your chassis info, hit it again, it'll tell you what your chassis serial number is. And you can scroll through it. Engine info. This is where you can set your lamp test. So like if you're doing a walk around and you want everything to flash, you can set your time, your format. Of course we're in Canada, so we're metric. If you want to go into the US and your standard, boom, there you go. It's got 2,974 miles in the US, and in Canada it's got 4,784 kilometers, because we are 4,400 kilometers from Denton, Texas, where they make all the magic happen. Of course over here we've got our backup light switch, load light some will call it. This is your driving light switch for the fog light switch for the lights in the bumper. I don't know too many guys that use fog lights. I guess in the big city you'd use fog lights more. And of course we have our headlights and marker lights. This is your dash dim, and of course your 4-ways. So, and of course this is where you have your indicators for your signals and that. And over here for gauges, we've got fuel filter restriction gauge. Now this is a gauge that I really like, mostly because, you know, generally we change your fuel filter every service, at least that's what I used to do. But what I like about the fuel filter restriction gauge is you might get a bad batch of fuel somewhere and you won't notice. You know, it can have a bunch of water or crap in it and you won't know. But if you've got this gauge on your dash and you see your restriction going up, you're like, hey, something's not right and I got some bad fuel. So you can change your fuel filter. So that's what I like about this, because if you're fueling up at the same place all the time, odds are it's pretty good. But you know what? Things aren't perfect and sometimes stuff happens. And if you're fueling at a bunch of different places, you know, sometimes you can get a tank that's right near the bottom and get some crud sucked up. So fuel filter restriction, great one. Brake application, of course, suspension load. Gotta be able to tell how much we weigh roughly by how much air's in them airbags. Transmission oil temperature, I like having a manual gauge for that one. Is that transmission oil or engine oil? I think that one might be engine oil actually. So manifold boost, so you can see how much boost your turbo's putting out. A lot of guys don't like to have this one when you have fleet trucks, because nowadays everything is controlled by the computer, and you know, whatever it says, you know, if you say, my truck's only putting out 20 pounds of boost, you plug it in and they'll say, well, that's what it's supposed to do. So anyways, but it's nice to know, nice to see. Like old school with the cats, it was always good to see what you had for boost. Trailer supply, so you can see how much air pressure's in your trailer, and of course your DEF level gauge. And over on the main cluster of a Peterbilt, we've got our fuel gauge, primary brake application, secondary brake air supply, and actually I correct myself, that's not application, that's primary brake supply, secondary brake supply, voltmeter, coolant temperature, and oil pressure. So anyways, that's it. This is a platinum interior. This unit is for sale right now in the beautiful province of British Columbia. If you're interested and you want it, just give me a call, 778-349-2215, or shoot me an email. Emails probably work best at mchamberlain, so it's MCHAMBERLAIN at peterbilt.bc.ca. And I'll actually put a link in the description below. And also, if you're in a different part of our province, don't hesitate calling one of our local reps. So, you know, if you're down in the Lower Mainland, call one of the guys in Surrey if you're, you know, if Surrey's your branch, or call the guys in Abbotsford if you're out the valley in Abbotsford. And we've got our Delta branch as well. So, and if you're on Vancouver Island, give Carl a call on the island, tell him Mike sent you, and you know what, if you and Carl make a deal on this truck, just tell him he owes me a coffee, a large coffee, maybe even a Starbucks coffee. Actually, you know what, I'd just be happy with McDonald's coffee. Yeah, Starbucks. Is it really that good? Anyways, and I also can't forget about Dale up in Dawson Creek, Steve at our Terrace branch out west, and also the boys in Kamloops. We've got Doug Mooney and Pete Belbin at our Kamloops branches, and you know what, it's a team effort, and actually this truck did come from the Kamloops branch, so I believe Pete was the one that ordered this one for a customer that was unable to take it, and it's a great spec. I love it. And you know what, when the option had to come up here, I was like, yeah, I want that truck, because you know what, it's nice to have options and offer our customers a little bit of everything. And you know, like I said, if the Ultra Shift isn't your thing, well, that's okay, because we have manuals too. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe and follow along, please subscribe. Please hit the little notification bell. It helps the algorithm. And I promise I'm going to get better, and I'll promise to try and talk less and mumble more. Well, that's not right. I promise to talk more and mumble less. But anyways, with that, this vlog is over, and have yourself a great afternoon, night, or morning. I guess whenever you're talking about it. I noticed I just spitty talk. It's a good thing I don't have a mask on. Or wait a minute, it's a good thing I do have a mask on? Or wait, no, I should have a mask on. Oh wait, there's nobody in here, so it doesn't matter if I have a mask on. All right, I better just go. Cheers, guys. Peace.